When most people think about Tamriel, they imagine a fantasy paradise, ancient cities, powerful magic, noble heroes, and the freedom to explore an entire continent. Who wouldn't want to live in the world of Skyrim? But here is the problem. The Elder Scrolls games allow us to experience Tamriel as a legendary hero. In reality, you wouldn't be the Dragonborn, you wouldn't be the Nerevarine, and you wouldn't be the champion of Cyrodiil. You would most likely to be an ordinary person, and for ordinary people, Tamriel is a terrifying place to live. You are probably poor. Let's start with the most likely scenario. You are not a powerful mage, you are not a famous warrior, and you are not a dragonborn. You are a farmer, or a miner, or a fisherman, or just another poor soul trying to survive somewhere between one city wall and the next. Most of Tamriel is a dangerous wilderness separated by small settlements, old roads and cities that may or may not care about you. Your life depends on a good harvests, local politics, and pure luck. A bad season can mean starvation, a war can destroy everything you've built, a bandit raid can erase your family name in one night. And unlike modern society, there are no hospitals, no emergency services, no insurance, no stable police force that can protect everyone, and no real safety net. One disaster could ruin your entire life. And in Tamriel, disasters happen all the time. Imagine waking up before sunrise, not because you are disciplined, not because you follow some heroic routine, but because if you don't work, you don't eat. You step outside your small wooden house, and the first thing you see is not a beautiful fantasy landscape, it's a moat, cold air, weak fences, and sick animals. And a field that decides whether your children will survive the winter. Every day is physical labor. You carry water, you cut wood, you repair tools, and feed animals. You pray that the soil gives you enough food to pay taxes, feed your family, and still have something left for yourself. And then, some local noble decides that taxes are going up because this is a war somewhere you have never seen. You don't know who started it, you don't know who is right. You don't care about the grand political speeches. All you know is a man with armor and authority came to your village and took part of your harvest, and you cannot refuse. Because a man in fantasy worlds, power is not a concept, this is man with a sword standing in front of your door. Now imagine you live near the border. That means armies can pass through your land, and when armies pass, they need food, they need horses and supplies, and places to sleep, and they rarely ask nicely. Your farm becomes a military resource, your barn becomes a camp, and your grain becomes for war effort. And if the enemy arrives tomorrow, they will burn the same farm because they think you helped the other side. This is the real life of an average person in Tamriel. You are not choosing between good and evil, you are choosing between bad and worse. And sometimes you are not choosing at all. You are just standing there while people stronger than you decide what your life is worse. Even living near the city is not a guarantee. Yes, cities have walls, they have cars and markets, even temples. But they also have crime, corruption, poverty, disease, and politics. A city guard might protect you, or he might ignore you. If a rich merchant cheats you, who will listen? If a noble son hurts your family, who will punish him? If you lose your home, who will help you? In our world, poverty is already brutal, but in Tamriel, poverty also means exposure to magic, monsters, war, and gods who sometimes treat mortals like toys. You could spend your whole life working honestly, paying taxes, and obeying laws, and still lose everything because the necromancer decided that your village cemetery looked useful. Think about that. In our world, a criminal might rob your house. In Tamriel, a criminal might rob your house, kill your neighbor, raise him as an undead servant, and then hide in a cave 5 minutes from your village. And the worst part, people will call this normal, not because it's okay, but because everyone has seen worse. A farmer disappearing on the road is tragic, but not surprising. A family killed by bandits is sad, but it's not unusual. A village attacked by monsters is terrible, but in Tamriel, it's just another story told in a tavern. And if you think, well, I will just move to a safer place, good luck. Moving is expensive, travel is dangerous, roads are not safe. You don't have a car, GPS, or even phone. You have a bag, some coins, maybe a knife, and a prayer the next group of strangers on the road are not bandits, cultists, vampires, or desperate refugees, willing to do anything for food. And even if you reach a city, what then? You need work, You need shelter, you need connections. Without family, guild membership, or money, you are just another poor stranger, another mouth to feed, another person nobody trusts. This is why most people stay where they are, even when life is miserable, because the unknown might be worse. And in Tamriel, the unknown is often worse. You may dream of becoming a warrior, but weapons cost money, armors and training costs money. And if you are poor, your first adventure is probably not a heroic quest. It's you holding a rusty axe, while 3 bandits with real weapons decide whether you look worth robbing. You may dream of becoming a mage, but magic is not just talent. It requires education, book, teachers, time, and access. And if you are born in a poor village, your magical potential might never become anything. You may have the soul of a great wizard, but your reality is still feeding the chickens in a rain. That is the horror of the world. Not everyone gets a destiny, not everyone gets a prophecy. Most people are background characters in someone else's adventure. When the hero enters your village, dramatic must begins. For you, it's Tuesday. When the hero asks about rumors, you tell him about the cave nearby. When the hero leaves to fight the monster, you hope he wins, because if he doesn't, the monster comes back. And this time, it might come for you. So yes, living in Tamriel sounds exciting when you imagine yourself as a main character. But statistically, you are not the main character. You are the person who hears the dragon roar in a distance and realizes your house is made of wood. You are the person watching soldiers march past your field and wondering which side will steal your food first. You are the person who cannot afford healing potion. You are the person who prays that the local guard actually cares. And that is the first reason you wouldn't want to live in the world of the Elder Scrolls. Because before the dragons, before the Daedra, before the ancient curses and world-ending prophecies, you would probably just be poor. And in Tamriel, being poor is already a survival horror. And that is what makes the Elder Scrolls so fascinating. Tamriel is not a bad world from storytelling perspective. It is actually one of the most beautiful, mysterious, and deeply written fantasy universes ever created. Ancient ruins, forgotten gods, powerful magic. This is exactly why we loved exploring it. But there is a huge difference between exploring Tamriel as a hero and being born there as an ordinary person. As a player, you see adventure, but a farmer sees danger. You see a dungeon, someone else sees a place where people disappear. You see magic, someone else sees a force that can curse, corrupt, or destroy everything they love. So now, this video is not about hating the Elder Scrolls. It's about looking at this world from the ground level, not through the eyes of Chosen One, but through the eyes of someone who has to survive it. And from that perspective, Tamriel is beautiful, but terrifying. As a game, it's a freedom. As a story, it's a legendary. But as normal life, it will be brutal. So would I want to visit Tamriel? Absolutely. Would I want to live there? Not for a single day.